Welcome to Atlantic Television Network Society Watch. This is a program where we ventilate societal issues, give them aggregate attention with a view to provide solutions that will benefit humanity. On today's Society Watch, we'll be looking at numbers of issues starting from Rivers State. 97% of Rivers primary schools lack teachers. That's from Fubara. From Abia State, pensioners hold Thanksgiving service. Praise Governor Oti. From Ebonyi State, police arrested fake NYSC member over child trafficking. On entertainment, Nollywood actor Junior Pope is dead. These are the issues we'll be looking at today. Remember, you can join us on all our media platforms, Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, X Atlantic TV Net. You can also watch us live on our website, atlanticnetwork.tv. When we return from this short break, I'll introduce my guests for today's show. To stay with us.
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on-the-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today. Only around 8 a.m.
People into the country illegally. That is amazing.
Honorable
You human trafficker.
Honorable
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Society Watch on Atlantic Television Network, and joining me in this conversation this afternoon is a lecturer, information management technology captain, Elechi Amadi Polytechnic. I'm talking about Dr. Wekema Oyeka.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Thank you for joining me today. You look good.
Thank you.
Otherwise, you're doing wise things today.
Yeah,
All right, the first story is from Rivers State. Governor Fubara of Rivers State revealed that 75% of primary school in the state lack teachers and 90% are in state of disrepair. This was recovered during an assessment by a firm, New Global, aiming to improve teachers' capacity with a $5 million investment. Governor Fubara expressed his commitment to improving education, healthcare, and reviving industries in the state. This is from the governor, of course. Let's believe that he will definitely be a talk and do governor. And he's talking about healthcare. We saw yesterday in a story where the World Health Organization, said that individuals accessing healthcare is not a privilege, it is the right of all, everybody. And of course, the governor is saying something of that nature that is going to make sure that this is accessible, and then they will put everything in place, and also the schools for a conducive environment for learning. What do you think about what the governor has said? Should we take this as one of those headlines that they just come out to put there?
No, I think it's an investigation report that was handed over to the governor.
And the governor says something about it. If you read more on the story.
So I think it's a good one that it is coming from the governor. It means that he's being responsive to our myriad of issues. I was in one of the neighboring states 2 weeks ago, and then we had a function around the primary school houses. Everything about education in Nigeria is being destroyed, right? Like the fields. There are major three segments to education. There's what we call psychomotor. There's what we call the cognitive, and then there's what we call the emotive. Now, these three centers must be developed in the child. Now, I saw a field that became a forest. There is a field that was designed for children to play, maybe soccer, other field events, no longer there. And then you look at the environment itself. The ambience requires apology from the headmaster. You know, why he should still work as a teacher or be a supervisor in an environment like that. So that brings it down to Rivers State. We saw a past government in the state that made Rivers State look like a very developed place in terms of infrastructure around primary and secondary schools, right? And we later heard that some of the infrastructures there, talking about the learning facilities, were being not in use. Some of them got into moribund and all. So now it became a concern that some of these schools even had ICT facilities that were not in use, probably because the staff couldn't use it, right? They even had some other, even the environment.
Not in use or not functioning again?
I don't know. That is why I think that this statement coming from governor is timely, and I want him to hit the road, because this is a major aspect of what he has to do. One, if you give the people quality education, the money they spend in plenty security issues will reduce. Most of the problems we have started from the cradle. You didn't catch them young, right? People's attention were not fixed. They were misdirected. And that is why we're having the problem we're having today. You know, you have a whole lot of youth that are not employable in any measure. So the only employment they have is to queue behind Governor Fubara or former Governor Wike, because that's an easy job to do. Like, you go to the media to insult one of them.
To get 5,000 naira.
So you are doing well, you have joined us, don't mind the call names. But if you are functionally educated, they will, even politicians will be looking for workers. That those, they are recruits, they might not find any. That is one aspect. It's something that he needs to start doing today to fix our primary schools, to train our teachers, right? He has to start doing it today. The contractors, whoever that needs to get on board, the screening process, the bidding process, let it start immediately. Now, if we have primary schools, right? One of my teachers, a university professor, told us in a class some time ago that he went to a conference in one of the Asian countries, and then in the primary school, the conference was held in primary school, and that the home economics laboratory in that school, that he doubts if there is any university that has that kind of laboratory in Africa. Now again, what we are looking at is that a conference held by academics, took place in a primary school environment. Can we do that here? I don't know if you're getting my point. That is to tell you, one, how we also look at this primary school and secondary. This is the basics of education. Now, when you go to primary school, you are learning numeracy and literacy. That is what the curriculum defines, that you are literate. You can do numbers and you can read letters. Then secondary school, you're educated. You're a completely educated person. Then the tertiary level is you are taking a route of profession. So what we are saying is that the basics of anything we have to do starts from the primary school. And it is not just infrastructure. The teachers have to be trained and put them in the same time as a contemporary moment, the global time. This is not enough to say that there is shortfall of teachers. What's the quality of teachers you are contemplating to employ? And even if, because of how we are also trained, even if you employ those teachers, what is the arrangement on ground to make sure that they are quickly trained to fit into? It's grown beyond the period where you just carry chalk and be writing a whole lot of lesson note. It could be part of it. But what is it? Can we have the environment where these people can learn? And so that when they leave these shores, there won't be any cultural shock, or there won't be any form of relearning. Which is also ridiculous to our own international person.
All right, Dr. Wake, you just mentioned about insecurity. There is a lack of education that is posting a lot of insecurity in our country. That's why the governor needs to do something immediately. And then I know that in some of these secondary schools, of course, I remember when Fulbara came into power, the first thing he talked about was the level of cultism in primary schools, not even secondary we're talking about here. So even in schools, they are making environments unconducive for them. So how do you now say that it's lack of education that is causing this? Meanwhile, we have majority of these persons that the security operatives have been able to bring to a book. You realize that they are graduates. So how do you talk about?
No, yeah, you see, the problem we have is we quote when we say educated, we are now referring to degree or diploma. No, in Nigerian system, what they call educated person is somebody who brandishes a diploma or degree.
In other words, it has nothing to do with the four walls of the building.
The way we do education now, you can hardly find educated persons. So, because education first and foremost, education first and foremost, the award of diploma or degree must be vested in the character. So you are trained in character and in learning, right? So how can you tell me educated person, what kind of education and the conduct can we have somebody who said is educated and is leading a team to cause public nuisance, destroy public assets? Are you get what I'm saying? Fight, shamelessly in the public. If your education means information, education means that you can listen, you can resolve issues. It's a state of the mind. We are not looking at somebody who has got to, most of the people you call educated persons, their parents had to borrow extra money to pay for bribe for them to pass. We are here in Nigeria. So we cannot continue to deceive ourselves, equating education to the paper. To the
so Dr. Weke, with your explanation, it means that it has nothing to do whether there are good, conducive environments for learning that the governor is talking about. It has nothing to do with that. It means that it's more of upbringing that you're talking about right now.
I hope you get what I'm saying. When we say education, it's not a one-way thing. We have education of the motive center of training, which has to do with the character build. We have the education that has to do with psychomotor, these people that have physical, practical skills, those who can do sports, those who can do a whole lot of things with their physical body. Then we have the cognitive, which has to do with what the measurement of intelligibility, the mental assessment. So, and education does not just, it's just like seeing a child who is not doing well in mathematics, but this child can run faster than the other children. That child is still is educated. The child can be, it's just for the counselor to retailer that child's intention to his area or her area. But we are so busy, we don't look at all of this. Everybody looks at, for instance, if you see a child that is always coming first in the class, but still first, there's a problem in that child's education. You need to pay attention to the child's emotional content. Are you get what I'm saying? So if somebody hurries out of school and then acquires a certificate and begins to, you know, advertise that he or she is educated, meanwhile the person's character, conduct, the way you behave is not showing, is not equivalent to the paper you are brandishing. Now again, why we are saying that it's not just a physical infrastructure, education is an all-round thing. So you cannot just say you want to rebuild these schools, you want to hire the teachers. We have ticked good, first point for him. We are saying that it is not enough. We should not be doing things anyhow. Once you are rebuilding this infrastructure, make sure you get the right teachers. Most of, even some violent children come out, a result from violent teachers. Teachers who are not themselves trained. Teachers who themselves did not become good students, were not properly trained as students before they were hurried into teaching. I don't know if you're getting my point. So now, even the teacher has a way you convey the information. There's something you will say in a class to a child that is dozing off. You will not ask a question. Listen, okay,
wait. At this point that we are talking about employment, of course, this is going to have a lot to do with the state, all right?
Yes.
And there is something that people conceive in mind, that anything about government work is man no man. So how do you know the teacher that is the right teacher? Because of course they will portray every good character that they can to be able to step into the system. And most of these teachers are actually maltreat students. You get to realize that they have all qualification that it takes for them to be, of course, a professional. But their acts, their conduct, their operations is telling a different thing. So how do you actually know who is it?
No, see, the issue of man no man is a statement of defeat.
Okay.
It shows people that have conquered themselves, that they have made sure that they will not go forward in life. Okay. When you bring in no man to issues like education, right? So it's just like hiring the bad doctor. Teachers are equivalent to medical doctors in the theater.
Okay.
So you have human life in your hands. So you bring in those who are not qualified, those who do not have education or teaching background in their training, and then you come and make them a teacher, or you come and allow them to start teaching, right? Those who do not even know the rules, education laws, I think at least the rudiments of it, right? You bring them, a teacher should be, is a profession. It's just like a journalist, it's just like a lawyer. A teacher is a professional who have been trained in the act of teaching. Teaching is an act, A-R-T. It's not an emergency thing. Okay. It's not bestowed on those who cannot find job elsewhere. Okay. Teachers, in teaching, you build a career through learning. Right?
All right, Dr. Weke, I remember the last administration, there was a lot of things actually went on in the states, that's River State. Of course, a lot of construction, so many construction, roads and all of those things went on, but people still cry that there was no employment. And again, people will say, oh, if the government is reconstructing this particular structure, if the government is demolishing this, that will create employment opportunity for the people, but we never saw that happen. So what is the tendency that this administration is about renovating, or there is still demolition and rebuilding that, and after doing that, that the government is going to give out employment opportunities for the people out there, because that is what they are actually longing for now, and not just...
No, any project embarked upon by government is bringing economic development to the people. For example, when the former governor was building the bridges, you could see those workers buy water along that area. So the economy of that axis will improve. And in some cases, I know some persons that we also engaged within that period, and they were paid monies. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Okay.
But that is not even the issue. What we are saying is that if you have mentioned the case of employment here, there is widespread suspicion that our employments are not properly done.
Okay.
You know, so if there was something one former governor did, because right now in the state, there is very serious political tension, you know, of two major divides. So if he wants to do that, I advise that a consultant, you know, should be used, right? A consultant that after the, what do you call it, after the exercise, a report has to be given to government. You give him a slate of what you actually want, and then you engage a consultant. You see, if there is no local government that does not have good heads, right? We are looking at what this tribalism, that's a religion to us. Ethnicism is in our blood and water. We eat it.
Let's believe that this time it will
I want
stop.
us to see now that is curable.
It's
we
curable.
can live without being sentimentally, you know, in areas of tribes.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, the next story for today is from Abia State. Members of the concerned Abia pensioners held a Thanksgiving service to appreciate God and Governor Alex Oti for paying areas of pension owned by past administration. Elder John Carlo, the chairman, expressed gratitude for the fulfillment of Oti's campaign promise. Assistant Secretary Mr. Okechukwu Esineya and Mrs. Grace Ogbonna highlighted the hardship endured before Oti's intervention. They praised Oti for bringing life back to pensioners and wished him success in leading Abia State. The pastor in charge, Apostle Bernard Ubo, commended the pensioners for their gratitude and praised Oti for his leadership and care for senior citizens. Governor Oti recently cleared all pension arrears and promised pensioners timely payment going forward. That's amazing. You know, it seems Abia State was, if they were to count 10 states, they'll put Abia just at the end, all right? And the governor is doing a whole lot within this short period of time. What do you think about the government?
The thing is, let's continue. It's applause to Abia government. The only thing paining me is that most of these guys that come and rule us and go, no punishment for them. That it pains me. Like Ipazo, I hear he has a PhD, and it pains me so much. I wish I could have a verbal contest with that past governor. I don't know what has changed months that he left office. That this man is doing a whole lot. This former governor did not pay teachers, and he has a PhD paper. Are you get what I'm saying? Now look at what this person is doing. He's paying. What has improved? We are looking at the excuses they were given. Was that their money now, resources. They will talk about financial resources. But months, this man is able to pay retired staff of the state government.
Yeah.
He's able to, we hear the innovation is in around electricity area and all. We hear the Abia people giving a sigh of relief. You see smile again on their faces. You see them drive through roads that they thought would never be driven upon again. So, and one of their sons was in the saddle, and these persons will come, all that he was doing will go to, they say he's in this particular clique of governors, clique of these people that want to do this. That was all he could bequeath to his people.
Could it be that there are some leaders that come into the state with people in mind?
Alex's activities gingers, you know, my thoughts that Nigeria is feasible. Nigeria can be fixed. Okay. It's just that we have not been lucky as Abia to have the right persons in the saddle. I get what I'm saying? Like Abia can rejoice. The Abia people can be happy again. Means Nigeria can be fixed. We need a whole lot of more persons, more human beings in the leadership arena, like Alex Oti. You can see he thinks incrementally. He doesn't think like a usual Nigerian politician. He goes to what is impacting on the people.
And Dr. Weke, you know, a lot of state governors are saying, oh, we inherited this hardship in the state, we inherited this. And if we look at most of those states that actually develop a bit, and then, like I said, Abia, remember I said that if you're counting 10 states, they will always put them behind, because in terms of road, you can't even talk about them. In terms of lights, nothing to write home about. But how come OT did not wait and said, no, the destruction in the state, it was already too much for me to bear, so I have to take one step at a time? But it's more like it's taking up to 6, up to 3, up to 5 at once. What is it doing differently that other governors need to leverage on, need to learn from, in order for us to fix Nigeria the way we want it to be?
I think his mental stability. I think his thoughts, his philosophy to life. You know, his thoughts before coming to government.
Comes on board without manifesto. So they all did the
No,
same thing.
did you hear? I said the philosophy, the personal philosophy of the individual. I'm not looking at political script.
But is it not what is penned down on the paper?
Manifesto is a political script. No, ordinarily, if we are doing where you could be queried around your manifesto, you can query the performance of it, but that can't happen here. Right? The only way out is that, why are you going to become a governor? It's an introspective question. And if some of these governors could answer it, I wish as they answer, everybody will hear. This is what is in the governor's mind. If not, how can you explain a man that just got into power, barely, between 6 months, is able to do all these things? It's a planned thing. He has already made up his mind on what to do. Some of these people are in power either to cause trouble, to prove a point. That is the thing in the bottom part of their heart. And we are going to show them, right? Once I have this money, I'm going to buy, my friends told me that he bought a house in Dubai. I will buy 3, right? This other money that is meant for this contract, that is why I will scoop that money from there. They will know. In fact, this jet, I won't use that jet that this other guy used. I will buy another one. Right? This is my village people. I'm not going to talk about these people first. You see this village, I will just build something for them. I will go back to this other village where my mother is from and build another thing for them. And once I'm done, I will now use the remaining money and buy these other people that are on this other side. So that we win a second tenor.
You are imagining what they could be thinking before coming into power.
That is what we see here. Because once you are into power, there are major centers, healthcare. What are you going to do differently that people can access health care? Education that is almost going moribund, out of fashion, is no longer our thing, right? What are you going to do there? Agriculture, what will you do to employ a minimum of 15,000 persons? You know it's possible.
It is,
what are you going to do to increase the tax level of, let us say, probably 1 billion to 6 billion? What will I do? And we have so many opportunities. If you even go to the airport taxis, you see on ungoverned areas, and these are where highbrow people, come to first. How do you get this person's money, the money they want to spend? What is investment you are putting in place? It requires a mind that is prepared, and again, a mind that is exposed. A mind that, so there are some persons, the only place I have been to, the only travel they've embarked upon is in this state, from their village to Port Harcourt. A man that has worked, has experience, like you have worked in this company, you've worked in this company, you've gone to this country, you have seen how things are done. You are hungry. Like this person is calling you from this other country, is coming over to you. You want to see what you can perform to show that this is what you have here.
Well,
this is the kind of persons we are talking about.
I think we
governance is not an all-comer affair. Let's forget it.
I think some persons need to meet Dr. O.T. to ask some questions. I mean, when you see that someone is flourishing in a particular area, all you need to do is to ask questions. What do you do? What are your... you know what I'm talking about. All right, this is Society Watch on Atlantic Television Network. We'll just go on a very short break.
beyond the line, across the ocean.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Society Watch on Atlantic Television Network. And now to the rest of our stories. From Ebonyi State, the Ebonyi State Police Command paraded a 40-year-old fake female NYSC Corps member Ngozi Blessing Abia for stealing several children in the state. Abia adopted 2 primary school children in Igbagu community, ECLGA of Ebonyi State, but was apprehended in Oba, Anambra State, where the children were rescued. Investigation revealed she was involved in multiple child theft cases. The police returned the children to their families. Abia's method involving renting an apartment, gaining trust, and then adopting children for financial gain. The police advised property owners to screen tenants and parents to educate children about safety. Well, first of all, it's good to know that this is a fake NYSC member, and thank God that those children have gone back to their families, I mean to say. But Dr. Weke, I remember when I went for NYSC, the level of screening was something else. They check both in and out to be sure that you have what it takes. As a matter of fact, it gets to a point that where I serve, I mean, if you're parading on the road without uniform, security operatives can just stop you on the road and let me know what makes you think that you were a copper. Let me see your evidence and all of that. So how can someone claim being a core member? I mean, she stole the uniform. I really don't understand how this happened.
There are so many ways to fake now. You could not, probably not documentation. You can fake the document. You can also get a uniform, copper uniform. Somebody can impersonate to be a copper by wearing the uniform of a copper. So there are so many ways this person, could have done what she did. Maybe forged that she's a core member serving in wherever she might think is good for her.
Ebonyi State.
Then that she's, she might craft a number for herself. She might just get it from a copper. And they begin to forge all of it. So the important thing there is that for parents to be wary of who they call neighbors. You know, if somebody could just come and rent an apartment with the ugly intention of adopting children and then selling them, it means that parents, landlords, everybody has to be careful. Very soon they might start adopting even landlord. If there is no more market, they can start. You don't know that landlord, yeah, tenant is negotiating your price. So if landlords are not careful, some people have neighbors. You don't know the name. You don't know what he does. Are you get what I'm saying? What does he do? What is the nature of his business? I even ask to the point of where is your wife from? I
remember you said something like that, but this one have to stay gain trust, that you can't possibly say that Blessing can do this and then she will not carry out the act.
Then you also train your children, right? You train your children. So, you know, Japanese have their model of education. You know, Nigeria, I don't want to say a word that is coming to my head. I say it, I don't know how it will sound. Like Nigeria, it's only in Nigeria where you hear boldly written British American curriculum, Turkish British curriculum. In Africa, in Nigeria, oh God. And people will clap, people will carry their, that's visa alone, that is business card. Like in a signboard, you see children, British American curriculum. This that come to us and people will flood the place. You know, that shows a country that is not ready. If you just do that school be closed down. That school requires to be what you are in Nigeria, you have a curriculum developed by Nigeria Ministry of Education. Are you getting what I'm saying? Why are you what is this thing about British American curriculum in Nigeria? Why? It shows you are just broadcasting, advertising how weak we have become as a country. How not to be proud we should be. So if not, I should say that we begin to remodel in our education system in line with our contemporary security challenges.
All right, Dr. Weke, let me ask you before we move to the last story. Now, Blessing is supposed to serve at Ebonyi State. She got an apartment, gained trust from the neighborhood, and then carried those children, moved down to Abia State, Anambra State, where she was apprehended. Are there no security operatives on the road? What are the road safety? Okay, let's say they are checking vehicle, but what about the police operators? What are they doing on the road? What are the security personnel doing? Don't they ask questions anymore? You see a young girl with 3 children. Is it that the children cannot speak? Can't they ask questions? Because she has involved in this is not the first time that she has done this. Several cases of child trafficking.
It depends on the mood those children wear. He could buy sweet, could make sure the child is licking the sweet all through. It could
what
be
kind
one,
of sweet? Is it the sweet I know?
Yes, now the child could be warned before they take off. If you cry, tell me what you want me to get for you. Now I'm telling you the tricks now. Tell me what you want me to get for you. The children will mention. So when you see children around a lady that is looking happy, probably you think you might not need to ask for that. Are you getting me? To say, are these your children? Or maybe you can also say this. That's one aspect. Even going to that side is very far. The driver is flagged down by the police. Show me your driver license. Right? The driver opens the pigeonhole and brings out a currency. Driver license changes to currency, in split of seconds. They've concluded their own check. Then you see the road safety officers, the commercial drivers who are carrying 2 human beings in one small seat in front. The other one will be quarreling with the person for space. Shift now. You can't do. Then the road safety officers will see them. Safe journey, bye-bye. You see a private car owner that is driving, properly kitted, belted. These are people you will stop. Let's check you this. But the real people, for instance, everybody has to be checked. They don't do all that. So we already have sufficient problem in terms of security checks. In our roads.
But again, how are parents now raising their children to a point that they get to trust their neighbors even more than them? Trust their teachers more than them. For teachers, it can be a little bit understood because they get to meet these individuals daily. But how come they don't trust neighbors? You can see a neighbor saying, buy something for me, don't worry, your mother will not do you anything. And they're just like, okay, no problem. How are they now training children?
No, it depends on who the parent is. It depends on the class of parent. Like, are you even done with your chores to go to the neighbor's house? If you are done with your chores, are you done with your mathematics issues? That's what I'm saying. Look at the quality of the parents. And even if your neighbor is giving you something, why is he giving you that gift? You will ask, why? Are you doing birthday? The children will ask. And there are also children like the way we are brought up and the way we're also trying to bring up the other ones we are raising, right? When they give you a gift, you take it, you run straight to the house and show your parents, this auntie gave me this auntie gave me this. And the culture, African culture has a security antidote, which are people are not erasing in the name of being, I don't even know what it is, right? Then it behooves on the mother or the parent to go back to that neighbor and say, thank you, my child brought this that you gave him or her. I don't know if I got what I'm saying. Then if that gift reoccurs, you take again and you give to this person. You say, thank you, right? And you cannot take somebody's child out of a place if you do not take permission from the parents. You also have to inform your children. Like, before anybody tells you to go to that gate, you must take permission, proper permission. Proper permission will mean that, can I talk? Proper permission will mean that the parents have granted and you have assured them where you are going to and when you are returning the child and why you are even taking the child. If you want to send a child on errand, you take permission from the caregiver or the parent of that particular child. So these are the things we grew up to know. But, you know,
This generation.
you know, you see a child, you go, no, I don't see, this thing they say this generation is a defeatist language. Like, we are allowing ourselves to die gradually. I was telling somebody that Nigeria is an underdeveloping country. The way our education system was run that time, is it the same way now? Teachers had accommodations in school. Teachers were happier at some point. They had accommodation in schools. You see a very clean environment. Even the students themselves will be taught how to cut the grass, right? You must do your homework and submit it the following day. You don't walk on the lawn. You are taught how to greet. You don't pass an elder on the road without greeting the person. But now people are not doing. We are dying as a country gradually. Well, and then the political leaders themselves, because of the means and methods, they get into power. They are not interested. Are you getting me? Because the people already know you. They know how you got to the place you are. So what the point here is that we have to come together as a people and begin to carve a niche for ourselves. If a child, give the child information. The first information center for the child is the home. Train them. If somebody gives you an item, come back, tell us who gave you this. Let's go and thank the person. There can also be a case where if the person continues, okay, don't worry. Don't give again, so that this child doesn't get used to this kind of good gift.
Okay, so the Holy Bible says, train up a child in the way he should go, and then when he grows, he will never depart from
also
it. And if the foundation is not strong,
teach your children how to fight.
Teach your children how to fight.
How can you say that a teenager, what kind of daughter are you training? That one boy raped me, not in my house, you can't do that. Bring the teeth you have removed. You must teach the children. Now they are learning safety, security, this. I was just asking them, who is the martial artist? What is wrong in teaching children self-defense? Even the law allows us to defend ourselves.
I think that is really going to come up.
So many aspects of it.
All right, so the foundation needs to be very strong. Otherwise, when they go into the society, the pressure might just make them to fall by the wayside, and that's not what we want. The last story for today, Nollywood actor Junior Pope Odowondo, known as Junior Pope, has passed away while filming in Asaba, Delta State. His death occurred when the boat he was in capsized, leading to drowning, along with two others unidentified actors. His body was recovered and taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. The Delta State chairman of the Actor Guild of Nigeria confirmed the incident. Junior Pope's death are two series of tragedies in Nollywood this year, following the recent passing of their notable actors like Ibo and so on. Let's look at the report.
I beg, no vex, yeah? Yeah, bros? Don't leave me there, bro, no vex. Over the laugh. Don't leave me there, bro, no. Don't leave me there, bro. I got 3 children, I go raise them. I got 3 children, I go raise them. Bros, I beg. Oh, Jesus, what is this? Bros, I beg, I beg. I beg. I got 3 children, I go raise them. I beg, take a small. Don't like, this is a risk. Swag Nation, see the risk we take. It's okay like this, I beg. Don't speak. See the risk we take, people, to entertain you. Live on direct on River Niger. Whoa, whoa. Oh, whoa. This one that they hit under. You don't go boss, Abi. Swag Nation, the lie. Oh, but my intestine don't come out, though. I'm not joking. The risk we take to entertain you. I am begging the captain that I'm the only child and I have 3 boys. I will raise them. Yes, so Captain, God bless you. He don't come down with the speed. Yes, no, this is Swag Nation. Yes, so.
It's quite unfortunate that Junior Pope has to pass away like that, and may his gentle soul rest in peace. Dr. Weke, if you look at that video very well, there's nothing like life jackets there. And we have a committee around the river that are supposed to make sure that these people, because we're talking about the safety first, all right? Before anyone even step into the boat, you are not supposed to allow the driver of that boat to move without people being suited with their safety track up, all right? But in its own case, it's a different thing. I would like you to answer all the questions at once. And again, something has happened. And according to the video that we saw, that they asked them to take him first to where they would do rituals. Because when they actually brought him out of the river, the first place they took him to was mortuary. You know, you're supposed to think of how to bring the person back to life first, but they rather thought of mortuary first before the mortuary attendants even now told them that this person is still alive. So why didn't they take him to hospital straight up? Why did they have to take him to where to do rituals? And you know, after the rituals, when they now said they should take him to the hospital, about 2 hospitals rejected him. The last one admitted, which he died thereafter. So what do you think about all of this? Because it's really confusing. Since yesterday, a lot of persons have been in a serious confusion. They don't really know what to think again.
Well, the first word would be it's very serious condolence to the family of Junior Pope, and he will really be going to miss him. His activities in the Nollywood industry has given them a very serious jump up. That this person died in this mode calls to questions such as the safety of passengers before boarding, because he took off from what I think a jetty, that's what to call it. You know? So there should be in every jetty safety officers that to monitor compliance to minimal safety rules, such as wearing the vest. But we don't see all this. And at certain checks too, the drivers are not allowed to drive passengers who are not on vests. Even the guy himself, the driver, is not in any safety vest. So even he himself, at his level of his push, he was more interested in making his than his life, because he should have a vest. He should have a vest. And knowing that they have, we're not blaming the dead right now, but knowing that their work borders around land and water, because you shoot from both ends. So there should also have been, prior arrangement for safety vests. That I didn't see him, and it's very unfortunate that we had to lose such a talent. Again, you look at how these persons, they pay tax. They pay one form of tax or the other. The area looks so ungoverned. Like if you travel and see how these guys are not checked, they operate without supervision. But we have the Maritime Authority and all of that. What are they doing? These are government agencies. What do they do to monitor these people? These are largely young persons whose minor or major things aside, you regulate people's conduct and behavior. That is why we have authorities. But if we talk whatever we want to say now, looking at the other aspect of myth, that is traditional belief, bringing somebody back to the riverside instead of the person's life first. Maybe we'll have to send query to the gods who have allowed this man to die.
Is it a ghost?
That is what they are saying. They are bringing back the people.
How can it be the ghost? Did the ghost take
No, what I mean is that I just was in the lighter form. They took the corpse, the guy's body, back to the river. That they were asking the river spirits to resuscitate or return his soul.
To call back his spirit.
To call back his spirit. That was very fun. That we didn't see them do. We don't know if they are taking him to hospital first. From the stories we are hearing, it's possible he would not have died. But now we are talking about somebody who died and they returned back again to a certain point for whatever it is.
But according to what they said, that it was a mortuary attendant that told them to take him back to the river. So ghosts or whatever can do rituals.
That you cannot confirm that his mortuary attendant. His mortuary attendant, is he? No. Is he a?
You're equally in a state of confusion,
like
right?
A mortuary attendant should be a scientist. He should be somebody that has been trained in the art of saving life, even. So why not go to the closest, the nearest hospital?
But Dr. Wike, why did they think of mortuary first?
That is still the whole thing. The episode is so disjointed.
They just
probably
brought someone out of water, and the next thing is mortuary. They didn't even think of hospital.
We don't know. Probably they went to first hospital and they rejected them, or probably declared him dead. We don't know. I don't know.
No, according to the story that we had, they took him straight up to the mortuary. They now said, no, this person is not dead. So at the time, the period of time they spent waiting for the gods to come and call back his spirits. I mean,
no, those ghost people should be arrested now. Those people peddling during this investigation, those spirits, I think we need to arrest. They need to be arrested. Let their God know the individuals talking about the ghosts, so that their gods will come and they bail them in wherever they are going to be taken to. So it's funny, you know. So you allow the person life first before you're not talking about their religion or whatever you believe. You're looking at somebody that is dying, and you're talking about the spirits. Wearing the spirit there when he was shouting, those spirits should have heard him now, that this person was shouting while passing
and
here.
Dr. Wike, a fast one. There is something that popped up on social media this morning. As of last year, there is this group they call Anonymous.